Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to take a look at the newly released Target exclusive from the vintage collection Koska Reeves. This action figure was released just recently here on July 31st of 2022, and she retails for like $14.99. So let's go ahead and take a look at the card back, and then we'll take a look at the figure outside the packaging. So at the top of the card, we have the age recommendations 4 and above. Choking hazards not small parts not for children under the age of 3. We have the Star Wars The Mandalorian nameplate. Just below that we have the Koska Reeves name peel. Starting down the card, we have the very nice artwork of the character on the right of the video, and then on the left of the video you can see Koska in her 1/18 scale glory with all her accessories. Then we have the Keno logo at the bottom. Looks pretty good. Here's the back of the card. This is VC230. There's a cross-sell vintage logo and a bunch of that unsightly stuff that I do not like. And at the bottom of the UPC, which I'll show you here in a second, Disney logo, Hasbro logo. Okay, here is the UPC. Like I said, this is a Target exclusive. As of this video, it's available online, and if you can find it in your local Targets. And I think the retail like $14.99. Okay, so it could vary on depending on where you live at also. So, also what's interesting is they do have even thicker cardstock. It's not that really thin paper. This is more like when the line first started. So I guess because of an exclusive, you get a better grade card, but that's also a plus for you carded collectors. Alright, so let's go ahead and get her out of the clamshell and check her out. Alright, so I like to show everything that comes in the packaging that you're getting. So this is that product insert that has the same stuff that's on the back of the card. So there it is. Okay, now we got that out of the way, we can take a look at the figure. And first impression, she's actually quite small. She looks pretty good. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. Okay, there you go. It looks like she actually looks like the actress. So, and she definitely has one of those unique kind of hairstyles, as you can see here. She has those braids across her forehead and like an X. Her lips are painted, her eyes are painted. You can see the braids in her hair. It's like a dark brown, almost blackish color hair. A little ponytail on the back. It's pretty good. I mean, for a little figure like this, that's pretty amazing for the sculpt work on that. Here she sports her blue armor. She has this little white feature here on her pauldrons. She can see a couple of insignias there. On that side also, she has the blue straps. Then we have the brown here just beside that. We have a light brown belt. A little bit of silver on the belt buckle area. She does have a pistol case with 2 straps hanging down. She has 2 gauntlets. And there's a little bit of paint on this gauntlet here. She has over the top of the hand pads protection also. I don't see any paint on that side. And then she has a little bit of blue here. I like these side pads on each side of her leg. This one's underneath of her gun holster there. Then we have blue knee pads, blue boots. Looks pretty good. So the 360 look at the figure. On the back of the figure, she has a wow. Yeah, on a stag's perspective, this annoys me a little bit because it's like this big gaping craters in these figures' backs are not necessary. A simple peg is fine. This actually, I think this hole is actually bigger than the Mandalorian Death Troopers, and they're bigger figure than she is. So I don't necessarily why the hole has to be so big. That's definitely little disappointing. I know it's on the back of the figure and you rarely see the back of the figure, but with figure photography now that's very popular and displays, you'd almost have to have a backpack on and to have a rear view of the figure in battle, where you're going to have this gaping hole visible in your shots, or even your stop motion videos, or even your photographic images. It's the bottom of her feet, 2 peg holes. Alright, with that being said, let's go ahead and just take a look at her articulation and see how she fares there. She has the side. The side. Then we have the back. She can look up a bit. Down pretty good. Arms are on a ball joint. We have the pauldrons here are part of this chest sculpted piece, so you got to get around these flaps if you want to get that 360. But I'm just going to show you that like this and this way, that way, and if you bring the arm out, you can get it around there if you need to. It's just really a pain. It's definitely a hinder for that part of the rotation. At the elbow, she has 360 rotation, also a bendable elbow. On this hand, it looks like she has the up and down and 360 all the way around. And on this side, we have the same joint, same articulation. Her arms raise up pretty good, like almost in the T position. 90-degree bend on the elbow, so that's a good thing. She has a little bit of a side to side, back and forth. Not too much though. 360 rotation at the same point. Okay, so this is a softer plastic, so we should be able to get some decent spreads here. Good thing that she has the ball joints on her legs. So she goes about that far. I would expected more actually. And this way, that's perfect. And then obviously the sitting is actually very perfect also. That's very good. It's up, and if you notice, it's going up higher than what you would even need. So that's a good for that part. Single jointed knees. I wish we can get double jointed knees on our vintage collection figures. 90 degrees. Just thigh rotation right here. Okay, we have feet pivot down. We have this side to side, and there's 60 all around the ankle if you would like that for some reason. So she looks really good. Don't see a whole much complaints about her besides that gaping hole in her back, and then the these pads are kind of pads right here are pain. I'm trying to get her in a sitting position because I want to give you guys how well she'll sit. Okay, on a stool here. So if you want to put her in some kind of transport, or even in the bar, cantina, Mazzazzi cantina, with any kind of chairs you got, she can sit very well, but for some reason it's not very, since she is kind of shorter, her feet doesn't touch the floor. Oh, there we go. She looks pretty good. We'll sit at the bar. Nice. Alright, so let's take a look at Koska's accessories. Okay, so here's her helmet. It's not an over-the-head helmet. It has a ball peg in, so you have to remove the head to put on her helmet. She has a little silver antenna with a black piece on the top. The lens piece is black, and it has articulated, so you can bring it down into front of her face, which is that's great. And it can go right back like this. If you push the antenna outward, you can get a 360 rotation, but I'm not going to try to do that because I don't want to get to the point where it won't stand up. Black lens. She has some features here on the sides of the helmet. On this side and that side. Just pretty much blue on the side, blue on the back, and then all we have here is the antenna paint. So let's go ahead and see if we can get her head off. And it worked out pretty good. Let's see how all this fits. Okay, let's get her out of sitting position. And then we can go ahead and take a look at her with her helmet on. I think it looks good. You can do some weathering there, some damage to the helmet, some scrapes. Looks really decent. Okay, so here's what it looks like up close with her lens down. There we go. Got to get that focused in. So for articulation with the helmet on, she can look down. Let's get out of this view. There we go. And antenna back up so she can look down. Oh, this is where I wish they can get a better sculpt, another joint on the neck, so we can have the Mandalorians looking forward while they're in flight. But that's unfortunate, but not a deal breaker. Side to side on the helmet, also 360 rotation. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at our next accessory, which will be her very small jetpack. Mostly silver, a little blue on the thrusters. Do you see sculpt that we have like a little antenna here, right there. Here's the square piece on the back. Let's see how well this fits. I just don't see what you're gaining by having a gaping hole. I mean, it's a close fit. This is nice. It's on there. Like I have already pushed a lot of force on it to get it in. So it's not going to come out if it falls or anything. You literally have to pull that out. So her last accessory is going to be her very small blaster. We have rotation here at the knee, also 360. So that's an additional joint we missed. It's good that we caught that. So let's see here if I can get her to stand. It's a very small pistol. It's silver. Flexible. Because of the length of this, it's not as bad as most of the weapons, soft plastics we've been getting in the vintage collection. So let's check out her holster first. Okay, it does protrude through the bottom a little bit. And it seems to fit in very nice. It seems to have a good good tolerance for the weapon to stay in there if they fall over. That way you don't lose your gun because that's tiny. So pull it out and let's see how well she holds it. So she has a trigger finger, which there's no hole to try to get your finger in, so that's kind of a good thing. So it should just pop right in. So if you use the elbow and then you use the wrist joint here, you can get a nice looking, gun pose for her. It's very thin. It works for the character, I guess. So, yeah, not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do some comparisons with some recent figures that I picked up, that we can see how she fares in height and size. We'll do a comparison with Fennec Shan, and we'll do a comparison with a couple figures, giving you an idea her scale. Okay, here she is with Fennec Shan. You see they're about the same height, about the same, actually I think Koska's arms are thinner than Fennec Shan, but the legs look about the same thickness. Okay, here she is with a Death Watch Mandalorian. These are all 1/18 scale. He does tower over her. See, that is a huge difference. Like, just look at the backpack size alone to Koska's. I mean, wow, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, is that a 1/25th scale figure versus a 1/18 scale? She is quite small. I'm not sure how that even looks, in my opinion. My first impressions was like, it's a different scale. But it's a 1/18 scale figure, according to Hasbro. So I take out, well, we can leave her in there. Let's bring in the deluxe Boba Fett that's overpriced. So he fares with that. And he's also towers over the females. But I'm not sure why they're so small. I understand that they're a female character, but really? I mean, it's almost like a teenager. Alright, I guess my final thoughts. My cons is the big hole in the back, and if I had to pick something else, the shoulder pads are kind of this in a way. This is this design, I guess. And then her size. I think she's a little too small for the 1/18 scale collection. I mean, she's smaller than Feng Shan, and she's actually a smaller figure. But that's crazy. It's insane. I don't have my Bo-Katan with me at this point in time, but I don't remember Bo-Katan being that small. I could be mistaken though. Other than that, I like the figure. I mean, she looks good. I think they got the character's head sculpt, all sculpting in the hair. I like the color and the paint and the weathering. It looks good. It's a little low on the accessories. I wish we'd have had maybe another gun. But I'm not sure she has one for her overall, backstory. But like I said, Target exclusive. Use the UPC. Give them a call. Check online first. I'm pretty sure they still have them online. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks guys so much for watching. I really appreciate that. And we'll see you in our next review.